How beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow. Movie. Oh, you're the my heart is hurting. I've now lost my senses. It seems like now.
I'm here in Illinois visiting my boyfriend, and I think it's a little funny because I was sitting in that coffee shop with my computer and microphone recording him while I took videos on my phone of him doing his performance, and maybe on the outside it looked like I am just such a supportive and nurturing girlfriend, which true, but more so what struck me this week was how much I was being nurtured by two 20-something-year-old men, those men being my boyfriend and his bestie slash roommate Karsten. By the way, to be honest, I feel like a lot of my vlogs are going to end up being vlog slash video essays where I ramble over top about what's going on under the surface and what's been on my mind lately, mixed with the cute girly day-to-day things. And this video will be no exception, so buckle up. Anyway, I was really taken aback by how nurtured I felt in a house with two grown men this week. I know they're great guys, but I don't know, I was just really affected by how nurturing they were, and I just felt like there's no other word to better describe what it was beside nurturing. Like, Karsten made us dinner one night from scratch just because after he got home from a long day of work. And I also enjoyed hanging out with Ethan's friend Adam, who is sassy as hell but with a heart of gold. And it was just so sweet, like how his sassiness dropped when Ethan left for work and we were alone, and he asked me about myself and how I was doing, and it seemed like he actually cared. And I felt safe with someone I had just met that week, which is not my normal reaction, trust me. And it's just so cool to be around men who are strong and hardworking with a clear knack for leadership, and yet they were cooking me dinner and making sure I had enough blankets while I was sitting on the couch watching a movie after they got home from a long day of work. I mean, they talked about hard emotions with each other, and they were happy for each other's triumphs and heartbroken for each other on the difficult days, and they treated me with the same kindness, and I genuinely believe they respect me and care for my opinion. They didn't take care of me because they thought I was too weak to take care of myself. They took care of me because they didn't want me to have to do everything for myself, and that was enough of a reason for them. I think being nurtured by men is such an underrated experience, and part of that might be that it's not as common as we'd all like it to be. I want every woman to feel this profound trust for the men in their age group and for it not to be betrayed a year down the line. I want every man to find their Ethans and their Karstens and their therapists who will help them heal and who will hear them out with open ears and accountability. And guys, this is not an attack on you. I was just thinking out loud and trying to empathize, and I'll get back to this in a second with some more encouraging words, but first, a section on grilled cheese. So I learned a few things about grilled cheese sandwiches on this trip. For one thing, they cook really well in these chicken intubator looking air fryers. They also look beautiful in its glowing orange light. And Ethan taught me this really cool trick I've never heard of, where you put chopsticks over your plate and then you put the grilled cheese on top so it can vent all the heat without the bottom slice of bread getting soggy on the plate. Isn't that so cool? Oh yeah, and then I relearned slash remembered that I don't even like grilled cheese, and I don't know why. I love bread, I love cheese, do not know why I don't like grilled cheese sandwiches. And I do this every time I think of grilled cheese too. Despite all the times I've realized I don't like it, I think, yeah, but this time it'll hit different, and then it proceeds to hit the exact same way it always has, and I just don't like it. So Ethan enjoyed a grilled cheese sandwich, but I guess I learned a lot, so it's fine. Back to the tangent on empowering men at hand, I think it's not the most common thing to witness two men who support each other and then support women in their life as a result, probably because there's not a lot of men who feel empowered or educated on what nurturing someone looks like, and that it is in fact a manly thing to do. It is not reserved for the feminine. Men, you are not trash. You are meant for something more than power grabs and podcast bros advice. You have the capacity to make something grow and change in the world around you, not with blunt force, but with a rein on your own strength. You're not a good man because you're strong. You're a good man when you have the strength to do whatever you want and you choose gentleness as a default until something else is needed. A real leader knows the difference between a time to use strength and a time to exercise gentleness. Have you ever seen Mike Tyson hold a pigeon? Work out all you want. If you can't control your mind, your responses, if you don't have the courage to face a world that will confuse you with kindness instead of insecurity, you're not better than the men you call beta. You're just insecure with more muscles. When we went to a go-kart racing track and they had a punching bag machine that Ethan reset the record on his first try, my first thought was, damn, that was hot. And my second thought was, he would never hurt me. He can do that and he would never hurt me. That is a real man. And I wish everyone could experience that moment of peace knowing that someone has so much power and that they'd never turn it against you. I messed up.
Okay, you got the shot. That shot of it is cool too. Wow, we're beautiful.
I know.
We're so beautiful.
We're
Do
pretty.
it again. Why? We love each other. We just love each other. I don't have to use a moisturizer.
I didn't tell that because they were like, we just like.
Pretty boy, every angle, pretty boy, pretty boy, pretty boy, pretty boy swag. Look at all the beautiful trees. Wow. Give him a turn, give him something to work with. Ruining it. Ruining it. Ruining it. Boo. I like how that top feels too.
Yeah, I like it too a lot.
Cool boy.
I don't want to sit in chat.
Okay, let's sit and give and gab.
One thing I realized about myself is I am either hot or I'm not. Like, I can't be hot every day. That's just not sustainable for me. I won't, I don't want to, and I probably can't. And I'm learning to be okay with that. I'm either like, oh girl, or I'm like, oh girl. And there's no in between. Like, on a day-to-day basis, you just kind of get what you get with me visually. It's a very mixed bag, and that's okay. And back to previous ramblings. Honestly, this whole experience of feeling nurtured could not have come at a better time because this week I have been feeling really overwhelmed, burnt out, and hopeless. Honestly, I've been feeling this way for a while, but I think I had just thought this week of being away from home with my bestie boyfriend and not working, getting to sleep all I want, etc. would fix it, and it hasn't. I know there's a lot to look forward to, a lot to grow in, and that should excite me, but I just can't seem to rally much motivation, which, side note, I'm starting medication again because these feelings and the intensity of them are pretty trademark for my personal experience with depression. I was off medication for a little, working on my ability to regulate on my own, and have done okay enough, but I've tried working past these feelings on my own for a little, and honestly, we're past the point of self-regulating, and this one seems to be beyond my coping mechanisms and is a lot more about brain imbalance, so it's about time. And one thing I will say, it can feel like failure when you have to return to a crutch that helps you function, and the word crutch referring to medication for mental illness used to really bother me, but you know what? It is a crutch. And why is that a bad thing? Crutches are there so that people with broken feet can still experience the world while they heal. And medications for depression and bipolar and a million other problems are there so that we can find the balance internally to not only stick around but to touch who we were before everything got so out of whack. I'm okay with needing a crutch from time to time because there are parts of me that are broken, and I hope one day I'll be able to walk on my own 2 feet metaphorically, but when I need to reach for that crutch from time to time, I'll be grateful it's there rather than ashamed that I need it. This has been my longest stint without taking any kind of medication since I was first diagnosed a few years ago with a couple of things that needed some more prompt treatment, and I think I'm learning more and more what is me and what is mental illness. And just because that stint is over for now, it doesn't make that achievement void. I might be on medication regularly for the rest of my life. I might pass my 20s and my brain will even out and I'll be able to go the course without it. But either way, I'm not a failure for needing medicine any more than someone is a failure for needing glasses. And I'm just very grateful that these things are available to me.
I mean, like Adriana said, there's some areas that are.
I'm just gonna have a video of like the most beautiful scenery with you talking shit. Yeah. I'll be like, this ain't shit.
I got it from your dad, but
Need a food too. You got dry skin.
What? Really?
You got dry skin between your eyebrows.
In my unibrow?
You don't have a unibrow, do you? I don't know, your bangs hang down so I can't see it anyway.
you're so hot.
That's how he rizzes them. You're beautiful. Psst. I'm a friend. Look at me, good girl. Look at me, good